Hi friends, last part we looked into the power radiated by accelerated charge, point charge, and also by oscillating electric dipole and also by oscillating magnetic field, right? Here we are going to look into relativistic electrodynamics, that is the electrodynamics under special theory of relativity. We have already seen Gauss transformation. What is Gauss transformation? It is the transformation in which the electric fields and the magnetic fields do not change when we change the vector and the scalar potential. This we saw where? This we saw in potential formulation. Another type of transformation we have is the Lorentz transformation. In this transformation, we relate set of equations in relativity that relate space and time coordinates of one reference frame to another. So the equations for Lorentz transformation you may already know are x dash is equal to x minus vt, y dash is equal to y, z dash is equal to z, t dash is equal to gamma t minus v upon c square x. How did we get this equation? We get this by considering two frames. Okay, this is first one inertial frame which is not moving. So this is x, this is y axis, and this is the z axis. There is another inertial frame s dash. This is x dash, y dash, z dash. This frame s dash, it is moving with constant velocity v. So at time t equals to 0, both the origin O and O dash will coincide, x and x dash axis will coincide, y and y dash axis will coincide, and z and z dash axis will coincide. And as time increases, this s dash frame is going to move to the right with velocity, constant velocity v. Then the x, y, z and t are the coordinates of some event in this inertial frame s. And x dash, y dash, z dash and t dash are the coordinates of of that same event in another inertial frame s dash. This was the equations of Lorentz transformation. What is gamma? Gamma is there will be a gamma here. This is gamma x minus vt, y z z t minus v upon c square x. Yes, gamma is the Lorentz factor, which is 1 by root of 1 minus v squared upon c squared. So if the velocity increases, gamma also increases. That means as velocity tends to c, gamma increases more and more. Some other things that we get from Lorentz transformations are, one is the time dilation. Time dilation means that time will slow moving clock will run slow, or relativistically moving clock or clock which is moving with relativistic speed will slow down. Second, we also have length contraction. I'm just giving in short because this we will look in more details in classical mechanics, inshallah. Length contraction says that moving objects are shortened. And you should remember that dimensions perpendicular to the velocity will not be contracted. Now let's look at how electric fields and the magnetic fields will transform. Consider two parallel plates of a capacitor. Okay, the capacitor which is placed like this. This is plus sigma naught, this is minus sigma naught. And let this frame be S. So let S be the static frame which is not moving. So the uniform electric field in the region between the plates of this large parallel plate capacitor will be equal to sigma naught upon epsilon naught. We'll call this E static. E static will be sigma naught upon plus 2 minus in the y hat direction in the region between the plates. Now if we consider the second frame S dash, which is moving towards the right with velocity v naught, the electric field we know is nothing but Q upon area. if we move towards the right with velocity v naught, the area of the plates will decrease and that new area will be equal to A by gamma. Therefore, this electric field here will be equal to Q divided by A into gamma, and Q by A is same thing, sigma upon epsilon naught, that will become gamma E static. But if we look at velocity along this direction, velocity along the x hat direction, consider some other frame, let's call this S double dash or something. This is y double dash, this is x double dash, this is z double dash, and let's say it is moving with velocity v naught upwards with respect to this case, okay. Then the electric field again we know is q upon area, but when we go in this direction, we have seen that dimensions perpendicular to the velocity are not contracted, therefore area will not change. But here the d, the distance between the planes, that will be contracted, but the electric field is not dependent on d, the distance. Therefore electric field will remain as E static in this case also. So is this clear? When we just take the frame S which is at rest, we know the electric field, there is uniform electric field between the two plates, and that is given by sigma naught upon epsilon naught in the y hat direction, and we are calling it E static. If you consider the motion along the x dash direction, then we can see that area of the plates is going to contract. Since area will decrease, electric field will increase because this is in the denominator. Therefore the electric field in this case, when it is moving, when the frame is moving towards the right, it will be gamma into E static. And if we consider a frame as double dash which is moving upwards with velocity, some velocity v naught with respect to this rest frame, then you can see that area will not contract, but the distance here will contract. Here area will not change because dimensions perpendicular to the velocity, they do not change, they do not contract. So the distance between the two plates will contract, but our electric field is independent of the distance between the two plates. Therefore the electric field in this case also will be same as E static. Now let's consider some case of magnetic field. Let's say we have a solenoid with n turns per unit length along the axis along the x-axis. Now when it is in the frame S, we know the magnetic field inside the solenoid, call this again B static, will be equal to mu naught n naught I. Now if we consider the motion of some frame S dash like this, which is moving towards the right with velocity v naught, what we will see is, moving towards the right with velocity v naught, we will see that the length will contract. Since the length contract, the number of turns will increase. Why? Because the number of turns per unit length will increase, because this value is nothing but number of turns per unit length. This is always going to be a constant, no matter where direction you are going to move. But the length here is contracting. Since L will decrease, this N will increase. This will decrease, this will increase. Since N will increase, we will have N will be equal to gamma times this N naught for this case. Also the current is Q by T, right? So we also know time dilates, that is time slows down. Slows down means time increases, current decreases. Therefore I will be equal to I naught, call this I naught, divided by gamma. But when you find the magnetic field here, it will be equal to mu naught inside the region, okay, in this region, inside the solenoid will be equal to mu naught n naught into gamma and I naught divided by gamma. Gamma and gamma cancels out, so we'll have mu naught n naught I naught. That is same as B static. This is just to understand the concept that how things change when we move from one frame to another, with where some another frame is moving with certain velocity in certain directions. Now we have come to the main point, which is the transformation of the EM fields. Of course, everything up to now is also important. Let's consider a frame S, which is again static. You're having X, Y and Z direction. This frame S is not moving. There is another frame S dash with coordinates axis X dash, Y dash and Z dash. Time is T dash here, and it is moving with velocity V towards the right, or let's call this V naught. So let the components of electric field and magnetic field in S frame be Ex, Ey, Ez, Bx, By, Bz. And in S dash frame, let them be Ex dash, Ey dash, Ez dash, Bx dash, By dash and Bz dash. We'll look at just two cases. First case is when this S dash is moving along the X dash axis, along the X direction with constant velocity V naught. Let's call this case number 1. In this case, the parallel component, you have to remember that along the direction of velocity, that is the parallel component of electric field and the magnetic field, they do not change. That is, parallel component of electric field means Ex dash will remain as Ex and Bx dash will remain as Bx. Okay. Parallel component of electric field and parallel component of magnetic field, they do not change. But the perpendicular components, they change. How do they change? If we find Ey dash, the formula will be gamma Ey minus V naught Bz. X is finished. We will have only Y and Z now. And we will have Ez dash will be equal to gamma Ez plus V naught By. And then we will have By dash will be equal to gamma By. This is minus, it will become plus. V naught will change to V naught upon C square. Bz will change to Ez. And we'll have Bz dash will be equal to gamma, Ez will change to Bz, plus will change to minus, V naught upon C square, By will change to Ey. So you see, in cyclic manner we are changing Y and Z. If it is Y, then this will be Z, Y, Z. If it is Z, then it will be minus Y, therefore plus will become minus, Z will change to minus Y, and then this plus will change to minus. So in cyclic order. Now, if this S dash is moving along the Y dash direction, then what? S dash is moving upwards with velocity V naught. S dash is moving upwards, not towards the right, but upwards. I'll draw that. This is frame S. This is frame S dash. Or this is frame S dash, this is Y dash, X dash, Z dash, this is X, Y and Z. This is moving, frame S dash is moving upwards with velocity V naught. So again, the parallel component of the electric and magnetic field will not change. That is, parallel component means that component of electric and magnetic field which is parallel to the direction of the motion of the frame. That is, Ey will be Ey dash will be equal to Ey and By dash will be equal to By. But the perpendicular components, they will change. So what will be the perpendicular components here? Here now we have to move in cyclic order. Okay. Therefore, after Y we will get Z. Then we will have Ez dash will be equal to gamma Ez minus V naught By. Oh, sorry, Y is already there. Bx, because this is X, Y and Z. After Z we will get X. Okay. And then we will have Ex dash will be equal to gamma Ex plus V naught Bz. When you come x to z, it will become minus, minus will become plus. Similarly, then we will have Bz dash will be equal to gamma Bz plus V naught upon c square Ex, and we will have Bx dash will be equal to gamma Bx minus V naught upon c square Ez. Under Lorentz transformation, there are some parameters which will remain relativistically invariant. Okay, that is, if the frame S dash, there is one frame S and there is another frame S dash which is moving with some constant velocity along certain direction, then the charge Q in both the frames will remain the same. Q dash will be equal to Q. Charge Q will not change. The second quantity which does not change is E bar dot B bar dash will be equal to E bar dot B bar. The product of the electric field and the magnetic field in one will be equal to the product of the electric field and magnetic field in the other frame. And we also have E squared, E dash squared minus C squared B dash squared will be equal to E squared minus C squared B squared. And we also have the magnitude of the electric field vector E dash squared minus the magnitude of electric field vector B dash squared will be equal to the magnitude of electric field vector E square minus the magnitude of magnetic field vector B square. So these are certain quantities which do not change under Lorentz transformation. Let's look at some examples. In an inertial frame S, the magnetic vector potential in a region of space is given by, in frame S, we are having A bar is equal to AZ I hat, where this A is some constant, and the scalar potential in this frame is 0. The electric and magnetic fields seen by an inertial observer moving with velocity V I hat, that is some S dash frame which is moving with velocity V I hat, with respect to S are what? We have to find in S dash we have to find E dash, and we also have to find B dash. How do you find E dash and B dash when A and V are given in S? So first we will find the electric field and the magnetic field in S frame, and then use transformation equations to transform them and find E dash and B dash. So in S frame, what is E? E is equal to, we know, minus del V minus del A by del T. Now V is already 0, A is not dependent on T, this will be equal to 0. And B dash will be equal to del bar cross A bar. Find that I hat, J hat, K hat, del by del X, del by del Y, del by del Z. This will be AZ 0 and 0. Determinant of this will be I hat will be 0, J hat will be minus of minus A J hat, and then K hat will be 0. So this will be equal to A J hat. Now we have to find what? Now we have to find E dash and B dash. We know the transformation equations, we just saw them, that for a frame which is moving towards the right, what do we have? We have Ex dash will be equal to Ex, and we have Bx dash will be equal to Bx. Then we have Ey dash is equal to gamma Ey minus V naught or whatever velocity Bz, and we also saw Ez dash will be equal to gamma Ez plus V naught By, and By dash is equal to gamma By plus V naught upon C squared Ez, and Bz dash is equal to gamma Bz minus V naught upon C squared Ey. Okay, so what is Ex dash? Here electric field here is 0, that means what? Ex is 0, Ey is also 0, and Ez is also 0. And here magnetic field is J hat, that means Ex is 0, B. Bx is 0, By is A, and Bz is also 0. Put those values here, you will get Ex dash is also equal to 0. We will get Bx dash is equal to 0. Then we will get Ey dash is equal to gamma. Ey is 0. Bz is also 0. This is A. This is 0. By dash is equal to gamma. By is A. Ez is 0. We get A gamma. Then Ez dash, that we will get gamma. Gamma. Ez is 0. By is A. So we will have V naught gamma A. And Bz dash is gamma. Bz is 0. Ey is 0. And this will be 0. Therefore, we will have E dash will be equal to Ex is 0. Ey is 0. Ez is there. V naught gamma A. Z means K hat. And we will have B dash is equal to X is 0, Y is non-zero, Z is 0, A gamma J hat. Here this example question is not V naught, it is V. So you have V gamma A K hat. So you understood how we got this? It is simple. Just find the electric field and the magnetic field in S. Use the transformation equations and find that in the... But remember which type of transformation equation you have to use. You have to look at the velocity in which direction this frame S dash is moving. Based on that, your transformation equations will also change. We have another problem. Given that the values of electric and magnetic field in a particular reference frame are E bar is equal to 3x hat plus 4y hat and magnetic field B bar is equal to only 3 Z hat. An inertial observer moving with respect to this frame measures the magnitude. That means in the moving frame, he is finding the magnitude of the electric field to be equal to 4. We have to find the magnitude of magnetic field which is measured by him. This is question mark. That is E and B are given in one frame. We have to find E dash and B dash in the other frame, which are invariant under Lorentz transformation, and in that we also saw magnitude of E dash squared minus magnitude of B dash squared is equal to the magnitude of E squared minus magnitude of B squared. Magnitude of E dash is 4 squared minus magnitude of B dash squared is equal to E squared. What is the magnitude of this? Root of 3 3s are 9 plus 4 4s are 16, that is root of 25, that is 5. 5 squared minus what is magnitude of B? Root of 3 squared, that is 3, minus 3 squared. 5 5s are 25 minus 3 3s are 9, and you'll have 16 minus magnitude of B squared. So then we can get magnitude of B squared. This thing will go here and this will come here. It will become 16 minus 16, and that is 0. That means magnitude of B is also equal to 0. So this thing which is measured by him will be 0. Okay, done. We'll stop here. So we have almost reached the end of the syllabus of this electromagnetic theory. We have some stuff left like diffraction, interference, polarization, waveguides. Then we have transmission lines. Yeah, we have quite a stuff left. Okay, we'll complete that, inshallah. Peace be upon you.